If you don't mind seeing some weeds, I'll show you what we got growing here on this property in Columbus, Ohio. I think having a garden is a wonderful thing. If you are into gardening, let me know and let's connect. What are you growing? Do you grow vegetables or just flowers or both? Do you grow herbs? I think herbs are very healthy, especially when they're fresh. And you save a lot of money by not purchasing herbs at the store, but growing your own. But there's so much you can learn online. And your YouTube channels and your garden channels have helped me tremendously. And I just want to thank you for that and show my appreciation. If you subscribe, thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, and share, and comment. Definitely would love to have you stop by every once in a while, say hi, and if you have a channel, I want to check it out. I have a lot of different interests. Not just being frugal, because I like to splurge like everyone else. And you'll see, I splurged on a couple plants here. I just love being outside on a day like this. It is very gorgeous. It is the month of June. The best weather you can imagine occurs in June. We're going to go very slow. I'm going to try not to make you dizzy because I have that problem when I do garden tours. Sometimes I move the camera too fast. I'm just very grateful that we have this opportunity to show our gardens through a wonderful social media. Content creation is amazing, and I just love it. It's a lot of fun. It's not always easy. It takes time to do, but you can have a channel too. So I'd love to see your garden. If you haven't started a channel yet, you should. You probably have a better looking garden than what I have, maybe a lot more professional because I'm pretty carefree with it. Try to be diligent. Diligence is very important for a gardener. Stay on top of it. Your watering, your composting, your mulching is all very important. And I'm behind on quite a bit of that. I'm even behind on planting some of the seeds. If you get behind, just try to get caught up. Follow the calendar according to whatever growing zone you're in. This is zone 6B. And a lot of the summer plants, we had to wait till after all chances of frost. And it's best to plant like corn and squashes and some of your herb seeds. It's best to plant those in the month of early June or late May also, as long as you don't have any more frost. But even temperatures that get down into the 40s at night, you should be careful about, like eggplant. Now, eggplant is very vulnerable to cold temperatures. I went ahead, instead of planting seeds this year for eggplant, I purchased plants from the nursery. We are very loyal to Oakland Nursery. It's a little over a mile. I could walk it, and I have walked it before. But when I go there, I usually need a car because I'm usually loading in soil. I'm trying to develop really rich soil, but I haven't really worked on it until about a year ago. I decided to start saving kitchen waste. I had never done that before, and put it into the garden. Your eggshells, your coffee grounds. If you're a coffee drinker like me, you've got a lot of coffee grounds, because I drink a lot of coffee. That it provides nitrogen for the soil. Then your other kitchen scraps, your peelings, like your potato peelings, your onion peelings, carrot peelings, it can all be composted and put into the garden. Brings new life to the soil, enriches the soil. If you have a tree like we have in the fall, collect the leaves. And if you have a machine you can run them through, that will be good. What I do is I take the leaves, and sometimes I just use them like they are for mulch, but then the wind blows them away. That's a big problem. So we like to run them through the machine. There's areas where I use the broken down leaves as mulch, temporary mulch, and then it breaks down into the soil and becomes compost. This time, instead of showing you flowers first, because I love flowers, they're just beautiful and I love the way they make me feel, I'm going to start with the vegetables, because this is the most important thing to grow in your garden. If you want to get something back, you want to be productive, you want food for your family, and this is an economical way of providing food. Vegetables are very healthy. You need vegetables in your diet. We are growing cabbages here. This is my first year growing cabbages. I think I tried it one other time. I tried it a couple times when I lived in a different neighborhood. It didn't go so well because I didn't have enough full sun over there, but they do amazing in full sun. And here's a very large one. This proves my point. You can't always go by what AI tells you. Even though rhubarb, takes up a lot of nutrients, and they advise you to plant other plants 3 feet away, this cabbage doesn't care. Look how well it's doing. So use your own discretion. If you have a small space garden like I do, take some chances. It may work. If it doesn't work, move it somewhere else. So we have these cabbages that are doing the best I ever seen them do. We do have a little bit of moth or worm infestation, but it's not a big problem yet. Yeah. I may decide to cover these at some point, especially at night when the moths are on the cabbages. But so far, this is the best I can imagine, and I'm very thankful for it. I didn't think they would do this well. We purchased 5 from the nursery, and the other ones we grew by either direct seed or starter plants indoor. We started them indoor. This was a starter plant indoor. I know that for sure. This was a direct seed, and it's coming up. Here's another starter plant indoor. Now this one, this came from Oakland Nursery, which is a great place here in Columbus, Ohio. They have very good quality plants. And I also had purchased these 2 rhubarbs last year, and they are not red rhubarb. They are green rhubarb, but they are just as tasty and sweet, and of course very tart as the red rhubarb. Over here I grew some bicorms this year, and this rhubarb is going to be a red, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be darker. So you can't go by that. If it looks like celery, it could taste like rhubarb, and that's what this is. Yeah. So I'm going to let these grow. This one was a weakling last year, and it's in its 2nd season. I don't think I'm going to harvest it this year. If I do, it will be very lightly. I want to give it strength for next year. It's worth it sometimes to go to the nursery to buy plants. And that's what I did for this broccoli plant right here. It came from Oakland Nursery. It's forming a head. I do want to give this some bone meal. Yeah, maybe another kind of fertilizer, but I don't want to give it anything that's going to be harmful to the environment. So I want to stay as organic as possible. Any suggestions for me, let me know. There's another one here. These 3 right here, and this little one too, when it was doing well right here, but it was too close to a potato plant, so I had to move it. And now it's not doing as well, but it's still trucking along. Back here, I grew a starter plant And I don't know if you can see that. That's a starter plant. And I'm not going to transplant anything else. This one would be as big as these if I didn't transplant it, but it would be awfully close to this potato plant. When I planted that, the potato plant had not came up yet. And I didn't realize the plant was going to come up in that direct spot. So I do have one right here that I planted by direct seed, and it's struggling to come up, but maybe if I think it's being overshadowed. We'll see what happens. Yeah, when I cut back some of these leaves here, it will get more sun. Yeah, sun is very important. And for the potato plants also. I finally, I used some of those leaves. We just ran them through the mulcher machine yesterday and put them around the potato plants to hold in the moisture when we water these. And the potato plants look good. I just hope that we get a good harvest down in the ground with the potatoes. We have a volunteer kale plant that came up and is going to flower. And if I take these stems off where it's flowering, the plant will do better and produce new leaves. The energy will go to the leaves and not the flowers up here, so I'll probably do that. But I like the look of it. I really do. I can't get over how pretty it is. Look at the yellow flowers. And I imagine they attract some kind of insects. Okay, talking about greens, because they're very healthy, we're going to come over here and take a look at the spinach. Oh, it's doing amazing. Oh, it was struggling earlier in the spring, definitely. I think I only planted half a pack of seeds. I've already harvested quite a bit of spinach. We got more to harvest, and you can see it's ripe and ready, and I need to be harvesting it before that bolts, because we got some hot weather coming on in the 90s soon. We got lettuce that's crammed together here, and that's okay. You know, I love this kind of lettuce. My husband likes the crunchier stuff, but down at the bottom, no matter how crammed in it is, you can, when you wash it off and everything, you'll get some crunchy romaine lettuce. So I just sow the seeds. It's very, very simple and easy. And instead of growing them individually in the house, which I could do, and they would be bigger plants and take up more space in my small garden, but they would be crunchier. It would be a crunchier romaine lettuce. But still very good and very healthy. And the garlic scapes, need to harvest those. And if you know how to preserve them, let me know. That is a zucchini plant. And there's two that are doing really well there. But right here, there's a whole bunch of them that are doing well, so probably need to transplant. And when you transplant, you don't do it in full sun. Make sure you do it on a cloudy day or early morning or later in the evening. And if the soil's rich like this, then it's easy to transplant and keep the roots well watered. Any advice on transplanting, please let me know. I don't have the best luck at it. What I do is I just grow the plants together like that on a hill. And I'll just, if there's one that's inferior and it's getting in the way of the ones that are doing really well, I'll usually just yank it. But zucchini is one of my favorite vegetables to grow. If you like growing zucchini, let me know. And how is your zucchini doing? Now I'm going to show you some plants we bought recently from the nursery that cost some money. But this is well worth it. These are sweet potato plants, and they did go up. The price went up on them. Last year they were only $4.99. This year they cost $5.99. But there's 6 of them, and they should provide a really good harvest. Every year I grow sweet potatoes here. I don't have to rotate them, and they do very well. And I did add some compost in the winter to this, some kitchen scraps, and we added some leaves also. And I just dressed them with some broken down oak leaves, so you hold in that moisture after rainfall or watering. But sweet potatoes have a lot of health benefits. You can make a lot of good desserts and savory foods with sweet potato. We're out front where we have daisies that are blooming, and you know it's the month of June when the daisies are blooming. And then you have lilies that are starting to come up or have already bloomed. These are lilies I just purchased. This was my big splurge. These cost $20, but with my husband's discount, we got $2 off. So these were actually $17.99 is what they cost. And it's a large lily. And I can't think of the name of it right now. I have the tag somewhere, but they're very tall. I needed a tall plant back there because we have these daisies that have gotten out of hand, and I'll be harvesting these and using them as vase flowers because I have a bunch of daisies. I grew by one pack of seeds that was given to me for free years ago from my mother-in-law, several years ago. 7 years ago, I believe. And I grew some out back and in the front here, and they have really taken off. But they're too tall. I didn't expect them to be quite that tall. Harvest the tallest ones, put them in a vase inside, and then we'll take it down and see we got blooms that are smaller, you know, shorter stems. That's about the height that would be okay for that height. Because back here we don't have anything. I've tried growing sunflowers back here by sea. They didn't do well. I do have a beautiful decorative sunflower made out of metal. And I do put that, I'm going to be putting that on the other side of that lily. But next year I plan on it, good Lord willing, splurging on another lily plant. I love lilies. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I wanted to show you a lot more of the garden. I wasn't able to show everything today, but maybe in the next video coming up. Or maybe I'll have a short here and there talking about the garden and how it's doing. But if you're watching this and you don't comment, I don't have any way of knowing. So please let me know if you enjoyed this video. Do you want me to bring more content like this? One of the biggest reasons I decided to do a YouTube channel was to help my self-esteem. I am 63 years old, but I don't have the most confidence. That I should have more confidence in myself. Yeah. And this has helped tremendously to improve my speech. And if you have that situation also, you might want to try it because it does work. I've seen some characters on YouTube, some wild characters, and I've seen some beautiful, wonderful Christian people. And I lean more towards the homesteaders, and they bless my heart and farmers, they bless my heart in so many ways. I love people that travel also and have travel channels. I've always wanted to travel the world. It's like a dream. And I can see it on YouTube. There's lots of things you can see and do on YouTube. And do it with all your power and might. It can be a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun and very rewarding. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.